going on, guys and gals? Dave here with another. We're gonna do a short little reaction video to one of those Solo TV spots. Solo Star Wars story, Han meets Lando clip. Now I know that these are probably a couple of days or maybe even a week old. I just haven't got to them yet. I've been so busy doing other things, so let's go ahead and jump into this before I get talking. But we're gonna have another brief discussion after this, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the box office predictions for Solo Star Wars story, so stay tuned. I'm gonna sort of give my take on it and also talk about what Disney and Lucasfilm, are sort of projecting, and Ron Howard. So, let's do this, shall we?
You see, how'd you guys let me beat you on that one? Come on.
Oh, I
No
like
liars
it.
in this game. Just players.
The seat taken?
He looks so good, man.
Nobody's in the seat that I ain't taking from.
So this is, Sabak?
Sabak.
Sabak. Got it.
You played before?
A couple times, yeah.
Captain Lando Calrissian.
Han Solo.
Looks like you're having a
Chewie.
good day.
I'm a lucky guy.
Can I ask you
Lucky
a
guy.
question, Captain Calrissian?
Anything, Han?
That's Han, but that's okay. I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
Wow. They're so short. It sucks. I'm tired of this. I want the movie. Oh, man. Okay. There you have it. Oh, man. It's, since they've been releasing more and more of these, I am just so pumped and excited for this film. I really don't understand why so many people are so worried. With Alden, it's the only issue that I'm really seeing with it. But when I think it comes out and we all watch it, I think we're not going to really be focusing on that sort of thing. Is his voice, obviously. The looks are fine. The costume, everything looks great. It's just the voice, I think, even with the age gap, and if you watch my last video, I sort of talk about that, how I say, look at an old picture, from like 8 years or a 10-year gap, like in your photo album, if you have one, or, even go online and look at a 10-year gap from an actor you like, and you'll see, the major differences that happen in just that short amount of time. The looks are fantastic, and the voice, I think, would just be a little bit more raspy, a little bit more deep, being at that age, but I don't know. Like I said, I think when I watched the very first trailer that they released during the Super Bowl, and he's talking, his voice was different than what we've been seeing in these TV spots. It was like it had that raspy, deep talk, like when he's talking about, best pilot in the galaxy, and he almost had it sounded just like Solo. It sounded like Han, and then now all this other stuff, it's different. It's more like a kid voice. So I don't know. It's weird. We got to see the movie, obviously, to see the further outcome of it. But once again, I think that we're not going to really focus on that stuff. I think when this movie actually starts, I think it's going to be such an explosive and fun film that you're not going to really be thinking about those sort of things like you do when you're watching, part of the trilogy, Last Jedi, Force Awakens, when you're sort of like dissecting everything. I think that this movie's going to be more sort of in your face, action-packed, and you're not going to really have the time, to be thinking about everything. It's just going to be, going at a high rate, speed, which makes sense for this sort of film. So, box office predictions. Obviously, fans are skeptical. We are having some divide down the middle. Fans are not some are, I'm going to say some, because I don't like how some of the media is saying that, it's a big portion of fans, more than half fans, don't want this film, don't think we need this film. I think that's false. I think that it's probably more in the favor for this film than not, but I could be wrong. Put it this way, the people that I talk to, Star Wars fans that I talk to, I work in a place where I see a lot of people. There's not really a lot of Star Wars fans that I work with per se, but I have a lot of people that I see, and a lot of them sort of say the same thing. They kind of wish that there would have been like the Obi-Wan movie, taking the place of this, and then sort of gave us this movie further down the line, maybe after Rian Johnson's trilogy, a couple of years when we've had these new characters, and see how that pans out. Then bring this in to sort of a nostalgic moment, and give the old fans a little taste of the old days, so to speak. But ticket pre-sales for the Solo have doubled that of Black Panther, a record-setting thing. I don't know if these numbers are from Disney or not. I would assume so. I think a lot of this is based on a lot of the criticisms, a lot of the so-called boycotts for this movie. I think it's more that they want you to think that nothing bad is going on and this movie's going to be successful no matter what, so you might as well just go see the film instead of holding out and waiting. Which makes sense, because if you're a Star Wars fan, go see the movie. Go see the movie. I mean, it's what do you have to lose? I mean, is it the Han Solo that we grew up with? Of course it's not, but I think it's going to be fine. And when I watched that little TV spot the other day when they're flying Millennium Falcon and Amelia Clark gets up and gives Chewie the seat, that almost brought a tear to my eye. That gave me the chills, because it made me feel like the first Star Wars film, and the music, and it was perfect. And if any more of that movie can be like that, I'm telling you folks, you got nothing to worry about. Because when I watched that part, I wasn't even thinking about Han Solo's looks or his ego or any of that. Like, I was just so enjoyed that they put a part like that in there. And then that was, 30, 45 seconds. So if I could get that sort of feeling just off a little clip like that, I can just only imagine what we have in store for us. So I'm so excited. I am getting my tickets this Thursday. I can't wait. The posters, the movie posters, so gorgeous and beautiful. I love those posters. I am a sucker for movie posters anyways, but these are by far my favorite Star Wars posters, by far. And I have several. I have probably every one that is in existence. And, they are terrific. So, we all know that Phil Lord and Chris Miller were removed from the production and replaced by Ron Howard. There was a lot of concern whether the movie was going to live up to the legacy of Star Wars, and gone one of the most beloved characters in the galaxy. But it sounds like fans aren't nearly as worried as they used to be, because ticket pre-sales have soared past almost all of the biggest selling movies of the year. So, sounds good. Predictions sound good. It's a Star Wars movie spinoff, obviously. So, we can basically assume that they're going to make some money. People are going to go see this. They might not. See, with me, I feel like fans lean towards more of the original films and those characters than they do Rey, Poe, and Finn. I know that might be offensive, and I know some of the more progressives might not like that because they want to see things go in a new direction. That's totally fine, because I do too. I just don't want these characters to be destroyed. So when they make a spin-off movie like this, I enjoy it. And I want to see it. I want to see it because it makes me feel that nostalgic moment. It makes me feel like a kid. I'm gonna go see the new films when Rian Johnson creates them and they come out, of course. But I know it's not gonna have that same feel like something like this would, or even Rogue One. Rogue One was fantastic, and I just want to see things equal and even with the Star Wars galaxy and fans. Obviously, one day I hope my kids and grandkids, can look back and watch a Star Wars film, or hopefully they're still making them, and they can like it and find something that they can relate to. But at the same time, I still want to be 50 years old and enjoying a classic Star Wars film. So when they make these spin-offs, that's great, because it makes it's great for me. And then with the new trilogy that Ryan's creating, that's good for the people that want to see this go in the new direction. So I feel like things are equal when they do that, and I wish that there wouldn't be so much criticism coming down on Solo, because it's like, okay, take away the spin-off films and what do you have? You have the new stuff going in a new direction that the old school fans don't really much care for. They've destroyed one of the most iconic favorite characters of all. So you have it going one way. It's one-sided. You have one group of fans that are happy and a whole other group of fans that are miserable. And it's like, don't we all want to be equal and everyone to be happy? Everybody, get a piece of the pie, so to speak. I mean, you would think the younger kids would understand that and feel for you in that aspect, but a lot of them don't, unfortunately. And a lot of it is, I want it right now and I want it my way and we don't care about you, and it's sad. It's sad to see that, but I'm going to stop before I get into any more of that rant, because I'm just talking out of my ass there. So the question is how the movie will perform after the initial weekend. Director Ron Howard recently said that the possibility of any sequels following Solo Star Wars story depends on how the fans turn out for the movie. We all know the fans will turn out. Will it be like Force Awakens? Probably not, but they will turn out. Just like in Wayne's World, you book the bands, they will come. You book the movie, fans will show. Maybe not in great numbers like they have in the past, but believe me, they will show. And I think my prediction is when this movie releases and people see it, especially with the premiere tonight, which obviously I can't be there, I gotta work. When I get home, I'm gonna try to stream what I can and go back and watch some of it. But yes, it's gonna be so exciting. It's funny because I'm not even there. It's like I'm gonna be watching it when I get home at 9 o'clock tonight. But it makes me feel like I'm there, and it's so exciting. It's just been a good day. Yeah, so how fans turn out for the movie. They will turn out. This is not going to be a box office disaster like people are saying. It's not going to be, because once they give it a chance, I think it's going to be an exciting and fun film, and people are going to go see it, and then people are going to say, hey, you know what, that wasn't that bad, it was pretty good, and then there you have it. It's Ron Howard, man. I just don't think you can go wrong with this film. And just the stuff that I've seen, it's just so gorgeous and beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. And these movie posters are just, I'm going to buy every one of them. I don't care. I don't even have room for them anymore. I'd have to get another story built onto my house just to put these posters up. But I'm getting them all. If I have to, I'm getting them all. I'm going to put them in frames. I'll set them somewhere. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll put them on the ceiling if I have to. But I'm getting them. But the opening weekend box office is one thing. But if fans come away mostly disappointed, potential negative reviews turn general audiences off. Or the weekends that follow don't give the movie long legs, then it might not be enough for Lucasfilm to greenlight any possible sequels. We'll just have to wait and see what happens later this month. So, we will wait and see. But